Introducing your host, Evelyn Salvo.
Hello guys, and thank you so much for your patience. Welcome to the League of Legends High School Championship of 2019. We have come to 300 students, all the way down to now the 20 students who are going to be here today. Special thanks to the University of Queensland who is hosting this event, as you guys already know. Thank you to our live audience for waking up so early for us, and for me, who was also here as well. So just because you guys know, if you are currently in year 11 or year 12, University of Queensland does actually offer an amazing program that allows you to foster your esports passion and will be able to allow you to join these types of events and feel included at the union. Okay. So let's first introduce the first team of the day, which is going to be Kelvin Grove. Let's just run a clip of what they actually have to say for this past week.
I'm Andrew Zuri.
I'm Levi.
I'm Elliot.
I'm James. I am Christopher Belcher at Kelvin Grove State College.
Baron has been started by KG4 right now. Right side, though, hadn't stepped up to contest. They need to stop this train from KG4 if they want back in this one. Microlag actually is charging up the elastic slingshot right now. He's going to go for it. Denied! Baron secured.
I've known most of my teammates since primary school, and then we've played League together for 4 years.
It looks like Radiant is on the hunt for Malfunction. Ultimate used. He runs into the blasting cone and he's thrown into a bad situation. The kill is secured as backup arrives. Boosted Garbage going in super deep after Microlag right there. Help from Dorlingus might be able to maybe make the save. The passive is popped on the Zac, but Boosted Garbage will go down. Radiant on the backside looking to rejoin the fight. He's not able to get into Macintosh as Nubby Dub is coming from the front. He has the double. He has the triple. It might be a quadra.
I think we've done pretty well so far. I mean, only dropping one match in the previous best of 3 game we played.
And this could lead to an opening for KG4. Boosted Garbage trying to fire away, and a good bind out at Daddied is going to slow the KG4 advance, but it is enough to secure the reset on the Dragon.
Who's the best player on our team? Probably AS7 in the top lane. He's Diamond 2 right now.
Ranked like 800 in OCE.
Top player AS7.
Probably AS7.
Myself.
Can't continue pushing on, but a dark binding onto Boosted Garbage. This actually could be an opening. No, he's going to try and turn it around. The Wombo is there in the backline from Somerset, just got blown up. AE7 coming up huge. A double kill for this Riven.
Don't want to be too high on my horse here, but KG4 might go all the way through.
All right, let's welcome Kelvin Grove State College. Alright, we have AS7 in the top lane. Boosted Garbage. Radiant representing the mid lane. ADC, Nubby Bub. And their support player, Sponkle. All right, now let's have a look at their opponents. This is St. Paul's School. And let's see what they have to say as well.
My name is Jalvis Dyer. I'm in grade 12 and I'm the SPS top laner.
I'm Stephen. I am our jungler. My name is Lachlan Perry. I'm grade 12 and I play mid lane.
I'm Jack. I'm from St. Paul's School and I am the co-captain of the team and I make the shot call.
As well, they're going to turn this around and LJP is going to get out alive. Here comes St. Paul's Legacy. The target is actually the god who's quite low. Ignite was dropped, but he will be able to get away.
We've just played League with each other for like, I don't know, 6 years now.
We've just all been friends, and when we have of the competition. We thought it'd be really fun to do.
Here comes the teleport. Mork might be in a lot of trouble, but it does appear as Legacy's going to re-engage, bursting down Crittermeister. No Tristana could be trouble for the blue side. Pop Lawson connects with 2, but it's not the 2 that they want. Look at the top of the map. That is where Kaisa is. As the boss sides continue to crash into each other, everyone's sort of focusing on individual targets.
St. Paul's have done lots for us. They set up this room which we're in now. They gave us PCs and monitors and keyboard and mouses to do.
We have mirror matching death pushes, but it does appear as if, no, he didn't know where he was. He goes for the wrong place, and they cut off the backside of that engage.
The best player is obviously me, but my main Aurora would have to be close second.
Well, I'm definitely the best player on the team because I'm the jungler, so I control everything.
Well, me, like, clearly. But apart from that, our ADC, Coops.
I'm the best player.
Death Sentence connecting onto the Tristana. Crittermeister goes down, and that should be the fight. An easy cleanup for Legacy. Cud will be the next one to go. A double kill going to Jack's project, as poor AC is the last man left standing. Skull runs for his life. A triple kill for Jack.
Kelvin Grove has some interesting talk in solo queue and Discord.
They look like a good team though, and I'm really looking forward to versing them in the semifinals.
And right now, it's a fairly even fight. However, Legacy does seem to be pulling away. AC is the last person left for the Sparkle Squad, and he will get run down by Steven and Pleb. Away goes Skull. There is your ace going over to Pleb, and it is a clean fight win for Legacy.
I think it's really great that UQ has been supporting, because some of the Year 12 boys here have really gotten involved in extracurricular activities when they just wouldn't have otherwise.
All right, everybody, let's give a nice warm welcome to St. Paul's School. Let's introduce our top lane, Aurora. Their jungler, Steven C. Mid lane, LJP, 26. Their ADC for today will be Jack's project. And of course, his support, Pleb. All right, guys, what we're going to be doing is this tournament will not be made possible without our commentators. So while these guys get set up, I'll be introducing them. That is Max Formal von Neumann as our play-by-play, and of course, Mitchell Replays Anderson over at the caster's desk.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the semifinals and eventual finals here at the University of Queensland for the state championship. How are you feeling, man?
Well, I'm feeling very excited to get into our games today. The semi-finals and the grand final, of course, at the end of the day, these teams have been working so hard these past 3 months to get to this stage. And, you know, to see these teams really playing in this high level and a fantastic venue in front of all these people.
With a doozy, we're finally going to be seeing KG4 in specific. Like, we've seen the other Kelvin Grove teams, but this has been the premier one. This has been the one that's been going on an undefeated tear from the start of this tournament. Finally, we get to see them on stream, and I'm so keen for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising. We have our undefeated leaders been here since like week 3 or something. They haven't lost a game the whole time. They're playing against the top of the competition, and we haven't seen them on stream once this whole time. So it's a fitting that they get this grand entrance into the stream, and we finally get to see them play. There was a little stream on the UK channel about their Somerset game last week, but no, this is their first actual performance in front of people, and of course, for us here to see as well. I'm really excited to see how they actually play, and we can see why they're such a strong team.
Yeah, and taking them on SPS, I mean, this is a team who at the start of the season, I didn't really predict to go this far, but somewhere about halfway through, something switched for them, and they started winning game after game against tougher and tougher opponents. Yeah. And now here they are in the semifinals. I still kind of pitch them as a bit of an underdog in this, but I think they have a lot that they can bring to the table, so maybe they can pull off that upset.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to see how this game goes. I mean, it could go either way, right? Both these teams play very topside heavy. You know, their strongest players up in the top lane, and how they're going to play around, adjusting that strategy, and if things don't go well, because obviously one of them is going to lose that top lane matchup eventually. You can't always win it, right? So seeing how these teams are going to adapt on the fly and change how they're going to play the game as the series progresses and as each game progresses, and see what other win conditions they can have rather than just winning through top, it'll be very interesting to see how they adapt.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you're looking at these two teams side by side, AS7 versus Aurora, that top lane matchup, as you mentioned, is sort of the premier matchup for these teams. So I expect a lot of fireworks in that top side. Both of them do like their duelers. They each like to control the lane and then control the game. But to further on your point, the bot lane matchup is just as interesting because you can't just play through top and win an entire tournament.
Course,
everyone needs to step up. So I'm curious to see who else on either of these teams are going to be the one to maybe take that glory. Any names in particular you like?
I mean, I honestly think the key matchup is going to be between the junglers, Boosted Garbage, and of course Steven C on the other side, right? These two players are going to be, they're the junglers control the tempo of the map, right? As well as the matchup in the mid lane. Mid lane a little bit less important because both these players kind of play more defensive control mage kind of style, so they're not going to be getting up in the opponent's face and really pushing an advantage. So depending where the junglers can move across the map and put their pressure, and that's going to help enable both their bot lane and top lane to succeed.
Yeah, I agree, especially when looking at the jungles champion pools. Each of them in the past have tended to prioritize more aggressive jungles, like more of the early game, we're going to make plays happen. Really, for me, I think picks and bans are going to be really telling.
I think so, yeah.
Especially with the jungle synergies. Are they going to be trying to synergize with top? Are they going to be trying to synergize with mid? Where are they going to be focusing their priorities?
Yeah.
I really also am looking at these supports because I feel both Sponkle and Pleb like to be those playmaker supports. They like to set up fights for their teams. And whereas each of the AD carries, maybe they're a bit more passive sometimes, or at least I'd like to see that. I know there are some Lucian players out there today, and they like to duel. I'm not too comfortable with where Lucian is at the meta, so I kind of want to see AD carries take a step back and let the supports make the plays. I think both Sponkle and Pleb, very good supports. I think they can sort of control tempos and carry that bot lane. Really, it's just good matchups across the board in this one.
Yeah, I mean, when you're getting to this stage of the series, every player gets better and better, and so you see these less of these weaknesses we saw in the rounds play. We see this certain team has a large gaping hole in this role, so you just play through that role and you win the game, right? These teams are both really strong across the board, and it's very difficult to expose and exploit certain players. I mean, if you look purely on paper, maybe the mid lane for SPS is probably like one of those areas you can look to expose, but because of the champions he plays and mid lane as a whole, right? The style of these two players, you can't really push it with like a Xerath or a Zoe or one of these kind of champions. You need something more aggressive, more up in your face. And most of our mid laners today play these more supportive, enabling the map kind of mid laners. So again, it's going to be very much who's going to put their chips in the right. Bet on the right odds and come out on top that way.
Are you betting on red or are you betting on black in this one, essentially? Or maybe blue
red
is
or
the
blue,
more apt cutoff.
I mean, honestly, I think KG4 are definitely heavy favorites coming to this. They are undefeated and they've been playing well on paper, as well as, they have the stronger top laner, which is, I think, where both these teams are more familiar and more comfortable playing through. I think, having these really strong players on the top side, especially in a top lane, you got a lot more time to actually talk to the map and shot calling that way. And so, you're going to be more likely to say, shot call, come to my lane, gank me, I'll put my responsibility to carry. Whether I think some teams have to put a little more priority towards the bot lane. I think SPS are definitely, as you said, the underdogs coming in. I think KG4 have displayed they've got really strong early mid-game, and throughout the series, most of their game times have been quite short, where the SPS are like playing towards that late-game macro style and playing with a Jax project as more their solo carry. So if they can sort of play towards that bot side and really push that advantage, I do think they have the stronger bot lane duo overall. So I think if they play toward that bot side and get the bot side ahead and just let the default player just survive on the top side, I think that is going to give them an opportunity to win the game, and I think that's their best foot going forward. If they can survive that mid-game, get to late game, and then out macro them.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially when you take a look at how KG likes to play the game. They seem to be very aggressive. They like to take early leads and sort of snowball them all the way till the end.
Yeah.
Where that gets harder and harder for a team the later into a tournament you get, because your lane matchups become harder as you go. You go up against tougher and tougher people. And maybe this style isn't what gets them that big old trophy in the center of the stage at the end of the day.
Maybe not.
So we saw it last week or a couple weeks ago when the Somerset matchup. Yes, it wasn't on stream, but we did sort of stream it, like we didn't get to cast it. That went 3 games, and it was the later games that were really, really tight for KG4. So I do feel that if SBS can take it to that late game, control the vision, control those major objectives, they have a real chance to take this. But they have to get there, and that means, you know, surviving an AS7 lane, surviving boosted garbage is constant pressure and harass. It's going to be a challenge.